And welcome to another episode of the Fast Pass Podcast Live. Sorry, not sure where I was going with that. It is currently 4:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on April 10th, Friday, April 10th. Again, to those of you that can join me live, great. If not, hey, my apologies. Hope you enjoy listening to my ramblings live. Like I said, as per usual, not much coming from Disney theme park news, but we're going to scroll through a few things here real quick. But also, before we get started, I just wanted to make a quick announcement that tomorrow, April 11th, Saturday, April 11th, starting at about 7 p.m. right now is what the plan is. Join me over on YouTube Live. Search the Fast Pass Podcast. You'll know it's me. It'll be the green background, standard logo, and so forth, and pretty much every video, air quotes, video that's been uploaded there has been all the previous Fast Passes going back until like episode 30, something like that. Not quite sure, but anyway, all the episodes get automatically published there as well, along with this episode. So, but at any rate, yeah, join me over there live. I have a pretty cool idea for something I want to try out. The reason why I want to do it live is I want to have a community participation. I'm not expecting a high turnout for the first time, but hey, we're all in this together, and yeah, so let's get on with it here. But yeah, join me over there tomorrow, starting about 7 p.m. Maybe go live a little bit earlier till I get the bugs and stuff worked out. But yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty interesting time, something interesting. Like I said, just want to open up a conversation for people. So let's see. We've got 12 minutes left on the counter, 12 minutes, 30 seconds. Don't plan to use all of it, but hey, who knows? Let's see here. Disney news. Basically, hey, lots of pictures, different posts on how to come up with Disney Parks Churro Bites recipe. Be interesting to try that myself. Alani Resort donates fresh food to the community. That's a big thing right now. What people don't realize, especially farmers right now, are getting hurt because you got hotels and restaurants not buying their food so it's starting to affect everybody. But like I said, we're all in this together. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and we'll be back and better than ever before. Let's see here. Last week, there was a post on Saturday about Epcot preparing for its grand opening in 1982. Behind the camera, some different shots and so forth, talking about some pictures here. Pretty interesting. And while you're at home, take a trip around Disneyland Park with Disney, with the Parks-inspired Disney Plus watch list. So, shoehorn in Disney Plus. Good, bad, or indifferent. I'm a Disney Plus subscriber, so I'm not going to knock it. Let's see. Got Finding Nemo on the list. Fantasyland is Pinocchio. Pocahontas for Frontierland. Mickey's Toontown. Now, granted, this is Disneyland in California, not Disney World. So Mickey's Toontown is no longer at Disney World, but over in Disneyland, it is still there. So they're recommending a Goofy movie. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Let's see. What movie, what show could we... Oh, yeah. Not sure which one you'd want to watch for that one. For those of you that can't get sarcasm, you're going to watch Star Wars movies is what they're recommending there. Critter Country, Zootopia, Winnie the Pooh and Bambi, New Orleans Square, Princess and the Frog, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Haunted Mansion, and Adventureland, Tarzan, The Jungle Book, and Monkey Kingdom. Pretty interesting. Let's see. It is also Friday, April 10th. Yeah. So 2 days ago was also the season finale of Modern Family on ABC. So not sure if anyone who listens to this podcast is a fan of that show. I watched it for the first few seasons, and then it kind of became a background show. Kind of bantering about this for just a second here. Excuse me. Working through, I think I did something to my voice box or whatever. I every once in a while it goes in and out. So definitely thinking tomorrow's live podcast to be interesting. But yeah, no, Modern Family, definitely was a fan of the show at the beginning. I'm a fan of any show for like the first like 3 seasons, 4 seasons maybe, and then it's like they kind of hit their stride, and then it kind of the quality, slowly goes down. So I'm definitely more of a background watcher, and by that I mean it's like it's just in the background while I'm doing something else. That's basically how TV shows go to me. But yeah, the one question I have about the show though is I think the ending was pretty decent. It's what it was supposed to be. But here's my question: why did they not introduce who the filmmaker was, and but more importantly, why they were doing it? I'm upset, but I'm also kind of happy at the same time. They never really addressed that, but it just seemed like at the very beginning, watching the first few episodes where they're really sitting down doing the one-on-one type of interview, and how they usually start off the shows and stuff like that. Like, what was there a purpose for that documentary to take place on the family, or was it just the style? And I'm kind of leaning towards that was just the style of the show. It really wasn't like The Office. They came out at the end and kind of, or somewhere in the series there, they addressed what was going on with why the documentary and so forth. So, but for this, it's like, kind of glad. I think it's just more of a style choice in my opinion. But like I said, it would have been nice just to kind of had that little bit to wrap it up. Reading through rumor mills on that one. I don't have a source for this. I know I read it online and one of the Hollywood Reporter or something like that. That there's a chance of a spinoff. I'm sure there will be for a show that was that popular. Second closest was The Big Bang Theory. Spinoff was Young Sheldon. Now, granted, the spinoff happened while the show was still in production, but still, so quite interesting to say the least. As far as where they're going to go with it. I hear that most of the actors already have kind of other things. I know Ty Burrell is Duncanville on Fox, and I forget there's a few other ones that already have things in the works. So like I said, great series. But like I said, most movies or not movies, TV shows to me, like the first season you always get a pass in my opinion because you're just trying to feel it out from production value. But now, once you get into your third, fourth, fifth, sixth season, it you kind of hit the stride, and then it kind of just peters out because you start to lose what the not really lose anything, but it's like, okay, we've seen it, then they start following other stories. Now granted, that didn't really happen with Modern Family. It was just one of those things where I really stopped watching a lot of network TV in 2015 whenever I was working for the company, so I really didn't watch much of it because my hours were literally all over the place. But I still, that was probably the least amount of network television I've ever watched. And so, like I said, I kind of, probably after that point, I really stopped watching it as much. But yeah, so let's see. In the last 3 years, we've lost a lot of comedy shows as well. Let's see. We lost 2018 was The End of the Middle. Last year, 2019 was The Big Bang Theory, and now this year was Modern Family. So curious to see what takes over. I know the time slot, the 9 p.m. time slot, was taken over by American Housewife, so we'll see where that goes. But also another theory I have, like I said, this is not normal Fast Pass podcast material, but if you like what I'm bantering on about, do please let me a comment. Let me know. Shoot me an email, fastpasspodcasting@gmail.com. But yeah, no, the issue is now there's not a lot of TV shows out there that don't have that growing upness to them. At least by what I watch. You watched The Middle, you watched the three kids grow up. Big Bang Theory, you watched everyone kind of grow up together. I'm not saying that's totally gone away. Also, this year we also lost Fresh Off the Boat, which, it was a decent show. But again, they, had kids that grew up and went through different levels of school. So it's interesting to, I think that's why Modern Family was so, you kind of hit every different demographic and so forth. But I did read, and also with the kids growing up and so forth. So it's, those are always neat, sentimental type shows, I believe, in my opinion. But another thing I read too was about the whole, growing up and so forth, was that Modern Family really hit on a lot of issues and so forth, gay marriage and interracial relationships and marriages and so forth. Back in 2009, 10, 11, that was, kind of foreign. Now, at that time, I'm not going to give away my age exactly, but I was in high school at that time. So, but, gay marriage was, I mean, I'm sure many listeners out there probably feel the same way about it, but it was one of those things where, you didn't really talk about it much. It was one of those, voodoo type things, at least kind of where I was. It wasn't voodoo, but you kind of get where I'm going. It was one of those, hot button, debate type topics is what I'm looking for. There we go. This is live, no script, none at all. So 4 minutes left in the podcast here that I can do live, and who knows, trying not to put my foot in my mouth and definitely not trying to upset or offend anybody. But yeah, no, wrap it up real quick. But now it's like, in that time, gay marriage was legalized, people looking at interracial relationships and so forth. It's a different world now. So once you get past those items that was so controversial, I think, you lose a little bit of the zazz unless you come up with something else. So like I said, that's just my thoughts on the whole Modern Family thing. So like I said, didn't want to turn into a whole discussion about it, but hey, here we are. So, but yeah, so with 3 minutes left here, just real quick again. So like I said, join me over on YouTube live. Search for the Fast Pass podcast on YouTube. I'm sure you'll find it. You'll know because there'll be like 100 or like 70, 80 videos of just audio. But yeah, join me there for a special live edition. I'm going to try to do it for about an hour. Like I said, 7 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, Saturday. Tomorrow, Saturday, April 11th, starting about 7 p.m. Trying to do it for maybe an hour. Definitely don't want to go too terribly long with it, but plan for an hour and then see what happens. But yeah, around let's say I'll probably start about 6:45. But like I said, definitely want to join you. Feel free to join me over there. Going to do some fun things live, screen sharing and so forth. Definitely, if you're into more Disney theme park news, definitely not that. But if you are into Disney history and looking at how things have changed, definitely want to be one of your something you want to tune into. Like I said, definitely not a Fast Pass podcast usual thing, but hey, like I said, we got to adapt and overcome. And I think today the CDC or the government here in the United States came out with another 100-day suspension on cruises or 100-day no sailings or whatever. So definitely things will return. We'll get back there to it, but till things open back up, the Fast Pass podcast is going to be trying to provide entertainment. Like I said, that's the goal here, provide entertainment. And like I said, the whole point in the YouTube live thing is to have a conversation. So like I said, I really appreciate all of you who tune in and have listened to the podcast and gave me feedback and so forth. Like I said, looking forward to chat with you guys all again soon. And we'll definitely try to make the Fast Pass podcast a more regularly live broadcast. I think the last 2-3 weeks now I've broadcasted on a Saturday night with no warning. Now this time, definitely want to get back into maybe Friday afternoons, evenings, definitely doing it, probably doing it live just because there's no news and who knows what Disney related item I want to banter about. So if you're enjoying it, let me know. If you're not, let me know, I guess. I mean, I'll do the best I can, but I'm just here to have fun just like most other people are. So, we're rolling down here in 57 seconds. So like I said, I appreciate everyone who's tuned in. We're all in this together. Thanks for listening. Hope to see you over on YouTube live tomorrow. If not, I'm sure it'll be recapped or recorded so you can watch it more later on. So before my voice completely gives out, thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Fast Pass Podcast.